Ariel, I'm going to be super honest with you. When before this fight was made, I'm assuming the UFC got away for him or his team. I don't know. Somebody figured out that he can get into the US before announcing the fight for sure, and before letting me know that we are fighting. So my request was, I asked the UFC, and I begged them actually. I want to fight him either in Abu Dhabi, fight him in in his neck of the woods, like I have been doing with so many other opponents. And I've grown quite fond of that. So that's what I want to do. I want to fight Abu Dhabi, Saudi, or any of that region, anywhere in that region, fighting there in front of his own crowd, his people. And they said they want to do Chicago. They let me know a couple of weeks later. Okay, they're going to do Chicago, and I thought, well, great. It's a place I haven't seen. It's great, and for me, it really makes no difference where the fight is. To be honest,
Okay.
but 2 years ago, and before the nose surgery and all that whole thing happened, do you think anybody would have ever said after the first round, Dricus has a chance? No, it
Right.
was literally the opposite. It was after round one, Dricus is done. That's what they said with Strickland. First time, that's what they said with Whitaker. That's what they said. And now it's almost I'm getting praise for my championship round performances. So, I mean, there's two things you can take away from that people just change their opinions the whole time. And then, of course, it shows that I'm ever evolving because, there was a problem, we fixed that problem, and now that problem has become my strength. The weakness of after round one became my strength. And a fight like this I've been getting so much respect. I don't care what people say in terms of because he's not a good champion. I don't. At the end of the day, I'm getting paid.
Yeah.
I've defended the belt twice. I'm going to do it now for a third time. Every fight I have is exciting. That is a fact. There is no boring fights. I've never had one. Never going to have one. And then, of course, the resume, the people I have fought. I have fought, before about a month ago, I fought everybody in the top five. At that stage, everybody except for Imamov. And that's the resume. I mean, that's what I want. I want to fight the best guys. That's why I wanted this Khamzat fight so badly. So yes, absolutely, I've been getting a lot more respect from more people because I've proven that say what you will, I'm winning, and my style has proven to be effective. Not for everyone. Yes, controversial. Yes, it is awkward, but that's on purpose, and that's why I am the champion of the world. So yeah, I am the underdog, but when it comes to respect, I only care about the respect of a very small group of people. That's my country, my family, my team, and the people that believe in me. Those who don't believe in me, do it at your own peril. I don't really care. I've walked into many stadiums with boos and I've walked out with cheers. So that will happen once again.
You mentioned the awkwardness on purpose. That's really interesting because I don't know if people give you that credit. I think they just say you're awkward, period. But that's something you do on purpose?
100%. It's awkward to the people because it's something that they've never seen. So anything that somebody does that's different is going to be awkward because how do you defend that? When I say it is on purpose, I do things in a way that me and my coaches have been training for 12 years because we look at fights and we think this is the way they do it. I think this is a better way to do it. Let's try it. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's about doing something. If you just throw your strikes like everybody else, you're going to find a striker that's going to be able to figure that out. And they've seen it a million times in their gyms, in fights, and that is why it is not really awkward. It's just different. But I mean, we as humans are very suspect of new things. We don't like change that much. So, I mean, and once again, I said it a couple of years ago. People were only critiquing my style, and they always have been. But while they are critiquing, they should be taking notes because they are going to fall behind and then they're going to play catch up. And that's exactly what happened. And now all of a sudden, there's a lot of people that say, oh, but look at this, he's doing this right, he's doing this right. Where in the beginning it was, this is terrible, this is wrong, you shouldn't be doing this. Now people are actually going and looking at the style and saying, this is actually very effective. What he's doing here, and then again, I'm not fighting at perfect. I'm fighting at a 6 out of 10 here. I'm still far away from giving the performance that I know I can. I'm far away of being the striker that I know I can be, the wrestler and the grappler. When you get into fights, because of situations, the fighter that I know I can be, how I can strike, it's difficult to do it in a fight. But as my career goes, the Dricus that made his debut versus Dricus that fought the last time, it's two very different people, and I keep evolving and getting better, and that's why I feel I'm chasing the perfect round, the perfect fight, doing everything to perfection in a fight. I think it's impossible, but it's worth chasing. I didn't even think about it once. I didn't think about, is he going to make the fight? I didn't care. It wasn't about that. It never. I can only worry about the things I can control. So. If I'm going to do a fight camp where I'm constantly worried, is this guy going to show up? Once you get to that dark place, am I going to do the extra session? Am I going to wake up earlier? And am I going to put myself through absolute hell? When you start doubting if your opponent's going to show up, you're going to start, backing off. I don't operate like that. I prepared for the date. I didn't prepare for the opponent. I don't know Khamzat on a personal level. But there are things I've seen, not crazy about it, but...
Like what?
You never know. The whole attitude around it, missing weight and just rubbing it off and, just going about it as if there was nothing wrong. Says, I don't care about weight. Of course you have to care about weight. If I don't care about weight, I'm going to fight at heavyweight. So that's great. That's not how the game works. I feel up until this point, that is what I've seen. And, of course, talking down to every single fight that is not his, That's what I'm talking about. That's where, the in-fight, him and Gilbert Burns. I know Gilbert Burns on a personal level. Gilbert Burns, great fighter, an amazing person. The in-fights, slapping him in after the bow, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's hard to like.
Is he overrated in your opinion?
No. I think
he's worthy of all the praise. He's worthy of all the praise and everything that he receives.
Absolutely. I think Khamzat is a special fighter. From the first time I saw him fight, I knew this guy was going to be special. 100%. I knew he was going to be special. There was a stage where he didn't fight for like 2 years or something. And listen, he speaks a lot more than he fights. I can tell you that much too. But there was a long period of time he was calling out every single person. That just started getting annoying. He was annoying the shit out of me. Because he was calling out welterweights, middleweights, light heavyweights, but he wasn't fighting anyone. But there was never ever a stage where I went, this guy's overrated. No, he is as good as people think. I think he's as good as people think. I just think I'm a lot better than people think. After I beat Khamzat, what are you going to say? Look at the names that I've beaten. So, I'm not going to say put me at number 1, 2, or 3. I was going to say, the names speak for themselves. The record speaks for itself. That's what it is. For me, I don't care on where I rank. At the end of the day, I'm going to be ranked at the top. When it's all said and done, I will be recognized as the greatest, and that's what I'm after. What happens in between, I don't really care. I have to say, Khamzat, and he looks incredible in training. What I've seen and people talk about it, and people are talking about, he's training with this new coach and. I'm very happy for him. He did it 5 weeks out from the fight. I've been doing this my whole life. I've been fighting title fights for the past. I did it for 5-6 years. Went to the UFC. Defended my belt twice already. The hard work that he's putting in, people going, he's really training hard. That's what I've been doing every single camp. Fight after fight after fight. That is... that's not new to me. People are praising him for doing what is required. That's what I feel. And I'm really happy for him. And I think he's going to come in there more prepared than ever. I know that feeling of fighting for your first title. I know he's going to come in there prepared. No doubt, I think. And like I said, he is a special fighter. He's incredibly good. But, jeez, I can't wait. This win for me is going to be... This is going to be history. I am going out there and I'm going to shock the world once again. Like every other time, and everybody said, it's impossible, not this guy, not this guy. And I'm going to go out there and you're going to see the boogeyman. You're going to see him break. You're going to see him break in there. And then realize there's only one boogeyman, and that's me. In the middleweight division, there can be only one boogeyman, and that will be me.